That was Eric Grillman, a font of knowledge, really amazing guy with a huge resume. To recount that, it would take 2 shows. Joining us now on Stribling's New York, along with Tony Simone in the studio, we have on the phone is Maura Keaney, who's the Vice President of Amalgalmated Bank. How are you, Maura?
Welcome, Maura.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for having me, and I hope I someday get the kind of intro or that Eric got.
Eric's been around a long time to
well,
put
Maura's
together.
also a wealth of knowledge. Just
you could be a
world.
font of knowledge, but you're
or
much
maybe
younger.
A spigot of knowledge.
So tell us about what you're doing at Amalgalmated.
So Amalgalmated is a little bit of a unique financial institution. We were formed nearly a century ago by a union of immigrant workers at a time when workers could not bank at big commercial banks. It was the Amalgamated Clothing Workers Union, hence the name. And a number of unions formed financial institutions at that time for their members. Amalgamated Bank was the only one of those to survive the Great Depression. We continue to be majority union owned, but we are open and accessible to people all across the country. We have the same products and services that big commercial banks do, but we're a progressive institution. As an individual, you can get a mortgage from us or have a checking or savings account, a money market or CD with us. As an organization, a nonprofit organization or a for-profit business, you could do your treasury management banking through us. And we have a very robust investment side of the house as well. What I do for Amalgamated Bank is work to support nonprofit organizations across the country. While we're headquartered in New York City, we have clients in 46 states, and many of those clients are nonprofit groups, advocacy organizations, philanthropic organizations, human service organizations, labor unions, and we do their day-to-day banking. And my job is to think strategically about how to support our clients in a way that makes sure they get the best bang for their buck from their bank, but also thinks about what else we can do as a financial institution to help support those organizations and their mission.
So when you say support, I mean, you just mentioned it a bit. You give them special discounted rates, and you help promote the organizations. I know I've seen Amalgamated at a lot of great progressive causes and organizations. Even though the show isn't about politics, there are plenty of great causes the bank supports.
That's right. So we bank for organizations like Habitat for Humanity here in New York City.
Love.
Love. How can you not love someone that's building homes
Correct.
for people who don't have them? We bank for the League of Conservation Voters, which is a national environmental advocacy organization.
Love.
For Common Cause, which works for good government around the country. Public Citizen, very similar. And for Rock the Vote, which does voter registration all around the country. And so when we bank for those organizations, we not only give them great banking services, and again, all the same products and services as they'd get at any other financial institution, we can also help think strategically with them about what are best practices in financial management for nonprofit organizations. How can we help make sure that they're as efficient and effective as they can be in their financial services? But we also think about, for some of these organizations, they serve low-income individuals, like New York City's Habitat for Humanity. We have a free checking account. Not many banks do anymore. So we'll work with organizations like Habitat to make sure that their clients have access to free checking. We take the NYC ID as a form of identification, our city's municipal ID, for opening an account. So if Habitat has a client that doesn't have other government-issued ID, they don't have a driver's license or something like that, we can work with them to make sure that that client can get banked and not have to go to a check cashing place.
Well, that's really fantastic. I know that next week we have a nonprofit on called ARTA, the American River Touring Association, and they put together trips, I don't want to say in the wilderness, but river trips, mainly out in the western part of the United States, and they're very affordable. And
sounds gorgeous.
It's really amazing. I've done it twice. I'm going to be doing it again in August, and they're just environmentally concerned, and I think they offer people unique opportunities to do things that could normally be very expentive. So
Right.
I commend what you're doing to help organizations.
Since we have
like
limited
that.
time, Maura, tell
Yes.
us a little bit about the first-time home buyers.
Oh,
mortgage.
good question.
Sure, and actually, even before I do that, Tony, I'll just say to Rob's point, Amalgamated also has a sustainability division, a kind of green environmental division, and I think we're the first bank to really do that, and to have a division within the bank that's really focused on supporting environmental organizations throughout the country, and thinking about what we as an institution can do to make ourselves more green. What are the kind of products we can offer our clients, whether they're organizations or individuals, on the investment side to make sure that they're investing in green and sustainable energy. So, really exciting opportunities here. And Tony, to your question, we do have a first-time home buyer program. We, offer mortgages to our clients, and with our first-time home buyer program, you can get an initial interest rate fixed for the first 10 years that is a little bit lower than it would be otherwise. We also offer free, as part of this program, down payment protection. It is an innovative program called Value Insured that makes sure in the event of selling your home during a market downturn, if your home is underwater, this Value Insured provides reimbursement for homeowners up to the full amount of their down payment. So it's a great free product for first-time home buyers.
Great, that's a great service.
What's the Amalgamated website for people to go to? We should.
Thanks, Rob, for asking. It's amalgamatedbank.com. There's lots of A's in that. AMALGAMATED bank.com. And as I said, we're national. We have clients in 46 states. Thanks to the internet, you can do everything on your smartphone or on your laptop that you could do in a bank branch, including depositing checks, sending wires, transferring money, paying bills, etc. So many of our clients do most of their work with us online.
Is there a brick and mortar place that old people like me can visit if we want?
There is. We would be happy to have you come to one of our brick and mortar branches. We have 14 branches in New York City.
Well, that's a lot.
Yep. We have a branch in D.C. and a branch in California.
And where's the primary branch in Manhattan?
So our headquarters in Manhattan are at 7th and 25th Street, but we also have branches in Harlem, in near Stuyvesant Town, in 55th Street, Union Square, and Wall Street.
Okay, and give us the internet site again, the website.
Sure. It's amalgamatedbank.com. And when you go onto the website, you can learn more about the bank, but you can also do things like sign our petition for a wage increase for $15 an hour. Amalgamated was the first bank to say we would support a $15 an hour wage increase in the financial services industry. Not only do we support it, we do it. It's a little bit of a kind of nasty secret in banking or in financial services, because so many of us think of it as, a very high wage industry. But in fact, 40% of bank tellers are on some form of public assistance.
Oh, we have, I don't know if you can hear that music. That's our closing music,
out of
which
time.
means that our 9 minutes and 10 seconds are running out. But thank you so much for joining us. You have a great radio voice. You're far better than I am at this craft. It sounds like you do this a lot.
I don't know about that, Rob, but thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
and
Maura.
thank you to my long friend, Tony Simone.
Bye. Talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right, guys.
You've been listening to Stribling's New York on WOR AM Radio 710 on your digital dial and iHeart Media Company. Join us next week as well.